This is T1000 primary injection test set. Look at the panel. There are AC current output ports. It has two groups. The first group is the two big ports, a red port and a black port. They can output current from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. The second group is the two small ports, also a red port and a black port. They can output current from 2 amperes to 50 amperes. There are DC voltage output ports. They can output voltage from 10 volts to 300 volts. There are AC voltage output ports. They can output voltage from 10 volts to 250 volts. There are two meters. This one is voltmeter. From 0 volt to 600 volts can be input. Both AC and DC is okay. This one is ammeter. From 0 ampere to 6 amperes can be input. If we use an external current transformer, AC current from 0 ampere to 2000 amperes can be measured. There are two blue ports for binary output, one group, and four white ports for binary input, two groups. There are auxiliary DC voltage output ports. The range is from 20 volts to 240 volts. This is operation interface. There are four indicators: run indicator, overheat indicator, overload indicator and open circuit indicator. The 8 keys are operation key, F1, menu selection, run button, F2, F3, stop button, course find button and rotary knob. They work together for parameter setting. There is a USB port. It is used for reading test report. This is power supply connection socket, 220 volts, 50 Hz. This is power on-off switch. This is grounding port. It should be reliable connected with earth. This is emergency stop button. If emergency case happens during test, press it quickly. Panel introduction is finished. Next is operation interface introduction. Look at the operation interface. There are 8 modules on the main interface: any test, auxiliary DC, relay test, report view, CT test, system setting, timer, and PC control. First, system setting module introduction. Time can be represented by second or cycles. Voltage is the secondary rated voltage. Frequency is the rated frequency. Off delay means when the tester receives a trip or reclose signal from the relay undertest, the tester will generate the voltage and current continually, until the delay time end. Data and time setting is here. Second module, auxiliary DC voltage output. Here we output DC 220 volts. Press run button. Press on button to output. If user's relay needs DC power supply, user can connect to the auxiliary DC output ports. Press off button to stop output. Then press stop button. Auxiliary DC voltage output module introduction is finished. Third module, any test. There are 3 test items: manual and meter, shot, and linear ramp. First test item, manual and meter. Here we can select 4 channels: AC voltage output, DC voltage output, I1 current output from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, I1 current output from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. This voltmeter's input port is here. This ammeter's input port is here. The ohm here is used for winding resistance testing. Here we choose AC voltage output, output 50 volts. Use the voltmeter itself to measure the output voltage. Press run button, the run indicator blinks screen, the AC output indicator turns red, the voltmeter here shows 49.93 volts, that's right. Then we connect the thick cable for 1000 amperes output. Here we short circuit the output current. Here is the current transformer. The secondary output terminal K1 and K2 is the 2000:1 ratio. We choose I1 current output from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. Press run button, T1000 starts to output 1000 amperes. The current transformer ratio is 2000:1, so the secondary current is 0.499 ampere, that's right. Second test item, shot. Here we can select 4 channels, ACI1 current output from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes, ACI1 current output from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, AC voltage output, DC voltage output. The logic is output value continues duration time. Here we choose AC voltage output 50 volts, duration time is 10 seconds. Press run button, look at the meter, 50 volts outputs continually for 10 seconds, then it automatically ended. Here we choose another channel, DC voltage output 50 volts, duration time is 10 seconds. Press run button, look at the meter, 50 volts outputs continually for 10 seconds, then it automatically ended. Third test item, linear ramp. Linear ramp means from start value increase to pickup value, continue to decrease to drop off value step by step automatically. The source can be ACI1 current output from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes, ACI1 current output from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, AC voltage output, DC voltage output. Here we choose AC voltage output, start from 10 volts to 50 volts, step is 1 volt, step time is 1 second. Press run button, the voltage starts to output, 1 volt increased in 1 second. Short circuit the binary input A, which means trip signal is coming, and we get the pickup value. Then open the binary input A, which means relay return to normal, we get the drop off value and ratio. Ratio is the drop off value divided by pickup value. Press F3 key as save the report. Here we choose another channel AC current output, start from 2 amperes to 5 amperes, step is 0.1 ampere, step time is 1 second. Short circuit the 2 current output ports, press run button, the current starts to output, 0.1 ampere increased in 1 second, then short circuit the binary input A, we get the pickup value, open the binary input A, we get the drop off value and ratio. Press F3 key as save the report. The third module, any test introduction is finished, the fourth is relay test module. Let's look at the fourth module, relay test. Enter the relay test module from main interface, there are 4 test items, pickup, trip time plus pulse length, and advanced. First, pickup value test. Here we can select the channels, ACI1 current output, AC voltage output, DC voltage output. We select ACI1 current output. In this interface, we can select 2 ranges, one is from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, the second is from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. Here we choose 2 amperes to 50 amperes. We set the output current 2 amperes. Short circuit the 2 current output ports. Press run button. Rotate the knob, the current output is 3 amperes, 4 amperes, 5 amperes. Then we short circuit the binary input, the pickup value comes. We rotate the knob in opposite direction, 4 amperes. Then we open the binary input. The drop-off value and ratio value come. Next we enter the AC voltage output interface. Here the AC voltage is 57.74 volts. Let's output it. Rotate the knob, the voltage output is 58.74 volts, 59.74 volts. Then we short circuit the binary input, the pickup value comes. We rotate the knob in opposite direction, to 58.74 volts. Then we open the binary input, the drop-off value and ratio come. Pickup test introduction is finished. Next is trip time test. In the trip time interface, we can select ACI1 current output, AC voltage output, DC voltage output. Here we select ACI1 current output. In this interface, we can select 2 ranges, one is from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, the second is from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. Here we choose 2 amperes to 50 amperes. We set the test current output is 2 amperes. Short circuit the two current output ports. Press Run button, the offset value starts to output. Press Enter key, then output the test current 2 amperes. We short circuit the binary input, the time comes. Next is AC voltage output. The offset value is 0 volt. The test voltage is 57.74 volts. Press Run button. The offset value starts to output. Press Enter key. Then output the test voltage 57.74 volts. Then we short circuit the binary input, the time comes. Third, trip time plus pulse length test. Here we can select the channels, ACI1 current output, AC voltage output, DC voltage output. We select ACI1 current output. In this interface, we also can select two ranges, one is from 2 amperes to 50 amperes, the second is from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes. Here we choose 2 amperes to 50 amperes. The offset value is 0 ampere, we set test current 2 amperes. Press Run button, offset value is output. Press Enter button, test current 2 amperes outputs. We short circuit the binary input, the time comes. Open the binary input, the pulse time comes. Next is AC voltage output. The offset value is 0 volt. The test voltage 57.74 volts. Press Run button, offset value is output. Press Enter button, test voltage 57.74 volts outputs. We short circuit the binary input, the time comes. Open the binary input, the pulse time comes. Next is Advanced Test. Advanced Test include 2 test items, reclosing test and motor overload test. First, let's do reclosing test. Number, there we can set 6 times at most. Here we set number 1. The fault can be selected ACI1 current output from 50 amperes to 1000 amperes, ACI1 current output from 2 amperes to 50 amperes. Here we select ACI1 current output from 2 amperes to 50 amperes. We set the fault current is 2 amperes. Press Run button. We short circuit the binary input A, which means trip contact comes. Then short circuit the binary input B, which means reclose contact comes. There is the pickup time and reclosing time. Next is motor overload test interface. In this interface, we can set offset value, and output current 1000 ampere for 120 seconds. Now the 4th module relay test introduction is finished. Next the 5th module CT test. Here we test this current transformer in the circuit. The ratio of the secondary output terminal K1 and K2 is 2000 to 1. Connect K1 and K2 to the input ports of ammeter. The rated secondary current is 1 ampere. We set the primary current is 200 amperes. Press Run button. Then the ratio shows here. The 6th module is timer. There are 2 test items. One is recording time from start input A to stop input A. The other one is recording from start input A to stop input B. We short circuit binary input A, then open binary input A. Here shows the time. We test the recording time from start input A to stop input B. We short circuit binary input A, and short circuit binary input B. Here shows the time. The 7th module is report view. The file name is the date and time. Let's open a record. Here shows the pickup value, drop-off value and ratio. The 8th module is PC control. We connect the wire from T1000 to PC. Press PC control to computer interface. We open the software, see Relay Test Set Report Control, Report Format, Word Format Report and Text Format Report. Here we choose Word Format Report. Click Get Report, then it open the report in Word format automatically. The report format like this. Now T1000 primary injection test set introduction finished. If you have any question, please feel free to contact with us.